Let's see what people have to say about the new patch that's coming out. 1.20.1. That's the wargaming video. Oh, it's the biggest update ever. Boycott World of Tanks. Hard no from me. For me. This whole new level. You have money? Destroy World of Tanks. It's time for wargaming to listen. Who asked for this? Killing the future of World of Tanks. The future of World of Tanks. Oh, that's another video. Didn't want this record? No, that's not related. Okay, let's see what people have to say on the forums then. End of World of Tanks. Some of these threads have gotten deleted already. Okay, so people are kind of up in arms. Worst patch ever received. It's not even out yet. Crew 2.0. Oh, they're bringing that back? Uh-oh. Are they, though? End of World of Tanks. Here lies World of Tanks. Death by suicide. Resistance is growing from the community. Killing the future of WoT. Huge update. Total madness. Crew insanity. Pay more. Win more. Enough is enough. Boycott. Who asked? Need to listen. I don't care. Something Russian. Pay to progress. Uncle Scrooge, even. Okay. Well, that's a lot of clickbaity video thumbnails. Maybe I should get onto that. Maybe I should do a clickbait thumbnail. Maybe people would actually watch my videos. Let's see. Go to MS Paint and how about this? Still needs something more. How about this? Yes. Okay. That's what I call a masterpiece. That's you can hang that on your wall. Print it out. 5,000 hours in Microsoft Paint, that was. Now let's actually get on to the test server and see what the fuss is all about. Okay, welcome to the test server for patch 1.20.1. So here's what popped up as soon as I logged in. The updates for the crew things. Well, I think I know the basics already. At least some of them. We've got 12 retraining orders. So that's one of the things that people are worried about. Is this all we're gonna get when this patch goes live? Now, let's take a look at this crew stuff. So here's one of my best trained crews in the E75. I don't have any mods installed on the test server, of course, so unlike on the live server, I have to click on my crew members to find all the skills they have. There we go. Now, these pluses here, that's because these crew members had firefighting trained. And firefighting is now exclusive to the radio operator. Perks available 1. I think we're gonna go with practicality here. One thing with the new skills, and by the way, just to make that clear, this is not Crew 2.0. This is a rework of the crew skills in the current crew system. One of the things I hated with Crew 2.0, and I was one of the people who hated Crew 2.0 a lot more than most, was that the difference between a kind of sort of okay crew, something that would be similar to a 3 or 4 skill crew in the current system, and a top maxed out crew with what they called it instructors and like the extra progression. I forget what I even called it. After getting to your 80 points or whatever, that was quite massive. With this, it's a little bit more of a pronounced difference than with the current crew system on the live server, but not really that much. Let's spend a retraining order on Hana Isuzu here, because I think there are some skills that are more exciting than camouflage. Now, these are zero skill crew members, so they have brothers in arms as a zero skill. And these are the available gunner skills. Okay, so let's pick repairs. Snapshot has been buffed. Decrease in dispersion on turret movement is now 15%. I'm not entirely sure what it was previously, but it was less than 15. So let's pick that one. Deadeye has been buffed. It's now... We should go through all of these, by the way, now that I think about it. Yeah, Deadeye has been buffed. It's now 10%. And it also applies to high explosives, not just armor piercing and stuff. So let's pick that one. Armor has been buffed a lot. It's now... It doesn't just decrease your accuracy penalty when your gun is damaged, but the range of potential damage and potential penetration value has been... the RNG has been reduced to plus minus 20% instead of plus minus 25%, as is the default in the game. Now, that does not mean anything to your average damage. In this case, it's gonna stay at 530. But let's say you have a 400 alpha gun. It's easier to do the math with that than a 530. So with plus minus 25%, you're gonna roll from anything between 300 and 500. With plus minus 20%, you're gonna roll from 320 to 480. So it's gonna take away the... I should turn off the garage music. Music in garage, go away. There we go. Yeah, the test server uses a different client than the live game, and this is one of the reasons why there are not that many people on the test server, because this client is something like 90 gigabytes. So I had to download and install that just to get on the test server and show you this, and yeah, most people would not want to do that, which is very understandable. Now, where was I? Yeah, armor. Instead of rolling from 300 to 500, you're gonna roll from 320 to 480. Average is still gonna be 400. But, like I was saying in a previous video on this topic, if there's an enemy tank around the corner and it's got 390 hit points and you have a 400 alpha gun, yeah, you're gonna go around that corner, maybe take a hit or maybe even 2 hits in return, and you're gonna finish off that tank. But if you roll low, you roll for 310 or even min roll for 300, then you're not gonna kill that tank, and you're just gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a bad time just because RNG fucked you over. So this will make that a little bit less likely to happen, but you're also not gonna get those surprising 500 alpha rolls. But most people with half a brain they're not gonna go around that corner hoping to kill the 500 hit point tank around the corner if they have a 400 alpha gun, hoping for that magical max roll. No, so I think it's worth taking. Now, designated target concealment, that does what it always did. That has not changed. Brothers in Arms, actually, just gonna do that quickly. It has changed. Well, it does the same thing when you have it fully trained on all your crew members, but now you don't have to have it fully trained on all crew members. So if you need, well, in this case it's a 0 skill, so I can't retrain it, but if you need to, you can have it trained on 4 out of 5 of your crew members, maybe even 3 out of 5, and still get some effect. And maybe train, like, if you're starting a fresh heavy tank crew, you might want to go with repairs first, and then get some brothers in arms on some of your crew members now and then later on. Same if you're playing a stealthy tank destroyer or light tank, you might want to go with camouflage first, because that effect is just so important to what you're supposed to do. And then maybe get a couple of brothers in arms here and there later on, after getting the important stuff. But this is not a fresh crew. This is a crew with a lot of XP. Quick aiming, fully trained, improves aiming time by 2.5%. Is that worth getting? So it doesn't update live until I select the perk. That kind of sucks. I don't think it's not that important of a skill. Aiming time is less impactful than something like dispersion on turret movement and hull movement. Now, concentration decreases gun dispersion of a stationary vehicle by 2.5%. In this case, I guess I'm assuming dispersion means yeah, the accuracy of a stationary vehicle. Worth getting? Maybe? I don't know. On some tanks. Designated target. When fully trained, time before the enemy vehicle is no longer visible inside the gunner's viewing area by 2 seconds. So that's pretty much what it always was. Not the greatest skill in terms of a heavy tank. Definitely worth getting on a light tank if you're gonna do the passive spotting thing. But yeah, most of the time when tanks are spotted, they're gonna try and move so they're safe from enemy fire. So those extra 2 seconds, it's like very situational whether or not you're gonna get any use out of it. On a map like Prokhorovka, probably. But most of the time, it's nice to have. It's not game breaking. Same with this. Same with this. Which one do I pick though? I guess concentration. And I can get another one that's partially trained, and I'm gonna go with quick aiming, which is now at 87%. So now I've got BIA as a 0 perk and 6 regular crew skills. Now there was some talk, I don't know if that's still the case in this version here, that you could not get more than 6 perks, not counting the 0 perk. I'm gonna have to find that out. Now let's actually reset Miho as well, and just pick all of these using the new retraining orders. Sadly, I was kind of under the impression before actually getting on the test server, because I'd never used a retraining order before. I know they were available in the live game from some kind of event. I think it was Frontlines, but I didn't play it because I was playing something else at that time. I was under the impression that a retraining order you would use on the crew as a whole, so 12 retraining orders would be enough for 12 tanks, but no, it's per crew member, so definitely not enough, Wargaming. Definitely not enough. The last time Wargaming did a major crew rework, that was back in like 2011, 2012. Originally, when the game was in the open beta test, that's when I started playing, and a couple months after that, I don't remember the exact date, but in the beginning you only had repairs, concealment, and firefighting. That was the only 3 skills you had, and then a couple months after the game was released, they added all the other skills like Brothers in Arms and Mentor and Recon and all that stuff. When they did that, everyone's crews were reset. You logged into the game, and instead of having skills and perks on your crew, you just had these pluses. You just pick new skills. Here you go. If this crew system goes live, Wargaming should absolutely do that, and give us a couple of retraining orders, so that we get onto the game after the patch hits. All our crews are reset. We pick new skills. We find out, hey, the skills I picked, it's trash. I didn't know what I was doing, and then use the retraining orders to reroll. That's how it should be, in my opinion. Now let's pick some skills for Miho here. Now we know we can pick 6 skills, 5 full trained, and 1 at 91%. So we're gonna start with repairs, because it's a heavy tank. Concealment, again, very like a must-have skill on certain tanks. I don't think the E75 is one of them. It's like certainly nice to have. If I pick it on all my crew members, I'm gonna get 80%. So like, I'm gonna get some camo, but the E75 is not a stealthy tank. And this number here is with some of these gals having concealment already. So it's not gonna be that much more. I'm not gonna pick it on my E75. If I had 6 skills on a medium tank crew, I would definitely pick it. If I was rolling a crew for a light tank or stealthy tank destroyer, I would pick it as one of my first skills, because it's very important. In this case, I'm gonna leave it. Mentor increases the amount of XP earned by 15% for all crew members. It gives you no in-battle benefit at all. It just lets you like get more skills more faster. So in this case, I'm not gonna pick it, because all of these girls have a lot of experience already. I don't think earning 15% more per battle is gonna make much of a difference at this point. Maybe with a kind of fresh crew, you would pick it until you have a decent amount of skills and experience. But no, not in this case. Sound detection. That's the thing that tells you when an artillery shell is about to ruin your fun. And that has not changed. But now, decreases the negative stun effect by 5%. That's not a drastic thing. It doesn't turn this skill into something you must have, but it's nice to have, and it makes the game less annoying, because being stunned by artillery is very annoying. Recon, that's what it always was. It gives you more view range. By 2.42%. So that's with the probably with the effect of Brothers in Arms or something, because on its own I think it's only 2%. Jack of all trades. It's kind of what it always was. It enables the commander to replace knocked out crew members with 50% effectiveness. So that bit of text is new, that it's 50% effectiveness. I think it was always 50% effectiveness, but the game just didn't tell you. It just told you, I did something. If your crew is knocked out, the commander is gonna do something, and something will be less bad. But now it also decreases the chance of a commander injury by 30%. So, nice to have. Eagle Eye has been changed a little bit. When fully trained, increase the chance of damaging modules or injuring crew members by 5%. In addition to identifying critically damaged modules, which it used to do before. So, pretty nice. Practicality. This is a nice one. When fully trained, decreases the consumable cooldown by 15%. It's very nice to have on a heavy tank, where you want your medkit and repair kit to not be on cooldown all the time. So I'm gonna pick that, and then pick sound detection for my last one, because now one of the changes they've done is that previously sound detection was they used to have like differentiated perks and skills. A skill would come into effect the minute you started training it, like repair. If you've got 10% trained on repair, it's gonna give you some effect. If you have 10%, if you had previously 10% trained on sound detection, it would have no effect, not until you get at 100%. So that's been changed. That's a very nice thing, I think. So that's a lot of skills on these girls. So she's got everything except for concealment and mentor. We already did Hana, the gunner. Now let's do the driver. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click. But yeah, you can use free experience to increase your crew training level. This is the test server, so I've got 100 million free experience. But I'm not going to use that right now. Because I would rather just show you what I would do with some of my tanks if this goes live, when it goes live. It's already on the open test server, so it probably will go live, I think. Now let's start off again with repairs. What else do you want? Off-road driving. Let's do it from the top. Again, concealment, not something I want to prioritize on an E75. Or basically any of the other heavy tanks that these girls are going to be used in. So let's just leave that for now. Controlled impact. It increases ramming damage. and decreases ramming damage to your own vehicle. So actually very nice to have on a German heavy tank. Do I want to pick it as my first one though? Off-road driving. When fully trained, reduces speed loss by 10% when driving on soft terrain and by 2.5% when driving on moderately soft terrain. So now it actually tells you exactly what it does. I think that's what it did previously, but now it tells you. Thank you, Wargaming. It was about time. What, 12 years? We've had that skill. Now I know what it does. Thank you. Smooth ride. When fully trained, improves accuracy when firing on the move by 4%. Sure. Engineer, that's a new one. When fully trained, increases engine power by 5%. Adding 1 kilometer of maximum speed to both forward speed and reverse speed. This one is nice. Actually, all of these driver skills are very nice. Preventative maintenance. When fully trained, decreases the chance of critical damage to fuel tanks by 15% and the chance of engine fire by 30%. Yes. Because these girls will also be used in the VKK, which has a front-mounted engine. Now then, for my last skill, got the choice of clutch braking. Increases whole traverse speed by 5%, or controlled impact. It's like, depends on what kind of tank you drive. Yeah, E75 decently mobile, as is the VKK and the E75 TS, both of which I use these crew members in. All of them are heavy, so yeah, ramming speed, controlled impact. I will pick that one. Now, this is kind of where the fun begins. The radio operator. Previously, come on, stop lagging. This is not Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. You should not lag. Previously, you had very few skills worth taking on the radio operator. You had repairs, of course. This is a heavy tank. I'm gonna pick repairs. If it was not, I would also prioritize concealment. And you had situational awareness. And firefighting, I guess. That was pretty much it. Like the comms expert and relay and whatnot they were called, were basically completely useless. Like, they gave you more radio range, but unless you're playing at like tier 4, you have enough radio range. So they were useless. But now we've got some stuff that is not useless. Let's go through them. Call for Vengeance. When fully trained, decreases the chance of radio operator injury by 30% and reports enemy positions for another 4 seconds after your vehicle has been destroyed. That's pretty much what it used to do, except now it also reduces the chance of radio operator injury. So, could be nice to have. Actually, yeah, for a heavy tank where you are up close to the enemy much of the time and spotting for yourself, like getting those extra 4 seconds of assist damage after you die might make or break your quest for marks of excellency. But again, it only goes into effect after you die, so it doesn't gonna. Yeah. Firefighting. Good old firefighting, now only available to the radio operator, which is on one hand pretty nice, because that frees up skills for all the other crew members. Now I only have to pick it on one to get the full 80% of firefighting. Now, in this case, the E75 and most German heavy tanks have individual radio operators. On something like, let me see, where are you? Yeah, something like the T110E5, the commander is also the radio operator. So he's gonna be stuck having to use a lot of skills. But let's go back to the E75 for now, and we can deal with that later. Yeah, firefighting. I want it. Situational awareness. Fully trained increases view range by 3%. Yes, I want that one too. Jamming. When fully trained, decreases the time your vehicle is visible to the enemy by 1 second. Is that really that useful? If I get spotted, and my sixth sense goes off. Now everyone has sixth sense for free, by the way. That was included in the game a while ago. Yeah, if I'm spotted and my little light bulb goes off, I'm gonna try and move and do something about it, or at least try to get safe. Being spotted for 1 second less in a tank like the E75, not a big deal. Something like a light tank, something maybe, where you're hiding in a bush, suddenly get spotted, you're gonna do evasive maneuvers, there's no hard cover anywhere near, maybe. And yeah, maybe 1 second less is gonna save your butt. But in this case, I would not prioritize it. Comms expert. When fully trained, improves the major qualifications of all crew members by 2.5% if the amount of assisted damage exceeds the standard durability of your vehicle. Also increases radio range by 20%. So in this case, I would need to do 2000 points of assist damage. Standard durability. So if I get hardening, does that mean I have to do 2200? I'm not sure. On a light tank, definitely pick that one. On a heavy tank though, teamwork, when fully trained, increases the signal range of allied vehicles, blah blah blah, radio stuff, not important. The major qualifications of all your crew members increase by 5% if the nearest ally is at most 50 meters away. So if you have allies within your proxy spotting range, you get another brothers in arms. Useful for a heavy tank, where you often, like, you go to the heavy tank brawling corner and you sit next to another heavy tank and you get that effect. Something like a medium tank, it's a lot more situational. Something like a sniping tank destroyer, very much so situational. On something like a light tank, where you are either zooming around on your own doing active spotting, or sitting in a bush on your own doing passive spotting, you will most likely not have any allies within 50 meters. So if you're playing your light tank not wrong, you're not gonna get this effect. If you're playing your heavy tank not wrong, you will get that effect, so I'm gonna pick it. Now, got 2 more skills to pick. Call for vengeance, maybe. The amount of assisted damage. I guess it could be nice to have on an E75. But like, it would very rarely come into effect. If I already have more than 2000 assist damage, either tracking or spotting, like I'm already doing pretty well, and the battle is likely already over. So it's like either one, I suppose. I'm gonna pick that one. Yeah, let's do the loader also. Gonna do a reset here. Now, again, repairs. What else? Intuition. It was changed a while back with the HE and artillery changes. So yeah, it's useful. It increases the speed of changing shell types in a loaded gun by 60%. So if you have loaded AP, you see something soft and squishy, you can reload HE pretty fast. You know this, it's in the game. I'm gonna pick it. Guerrilla! Oh my god, this is so broken. It's gonna break the game. Everyone is gonna be like stealthily firing from bushes. When fully trained, decreases the penalty to vehicle concealment after a shot by 10% and increases its concealment behind vegetation by 2%. Concealment after firing a shot. Mine is now at, let's pretend it's 1%. It's 0.9%. So that's going to be 1.1%. Or in this case, it's actually going to be 1%. Even less so if I'm moving. Basically, if you fire, you get spotted whether or not you have this, unless you are using bushes correctly, or you are firing from outside of someone's spotting range. A couple of exceptions, like the E25 and maybe a couple other premium tank destroyers that were not nerfed because they are premiums, but mostly this is not a good skill. It's just, it doesn't do much. Increasing concealment behind vegetation by 2%. On something like a Manticore or an ELC even 90, we're gonna take a look at the Manticore, by the way, after I'm done with the E75. I don't have a Manticore, so I'm gonna buy one here on the test server. I'm gonna roll up a fresh crew, because the Manticore, well, people are talking about the Manticore. But in this case, no Guerrilla for Yukari. She will, however, get shell tuning. When fully trained, increases the minimum potential damage and minimum potential penetration value by 2%. So, again, we're gonna do that theoretical 400 alpha gun because the math is much simpler than a 530 alpha gun. Your minimum roll on a 400 alpha gun, unless you have armor, is gonna be 300. With this one, it's gonna be and I said the math was gonna be correct, but easy, but now yeah, it's gonna be 308 instead of 300, and the minimum potential penetration value is also gonna go up. So that's gonna that means you roll from 308 to 500, which means your average is no longer 400, but 404? If I'm not mistaken, if my math is not all wrong. decreasing, increasing your minimum potential damage by 2% also means you are increasing your average damage by 1%. Am I wrong here, or is that the case? I think it might be. I'm gonna pick it. Okay. Close combat, that's a new one. When fully trained, accelerates gun loading by 2.5% at distances of 50 meters or less from the enemy. So this is something you want on a heavy tank. It's not something you want on pretty much anything else, unless you already have all the skills. So yeah, E75, let's go. Adrenaline Rush. When fully trained, accelerates gun loading by 10% if the vehicle has under 10% or of its hit points left. So if I'm reduced to 200 hit points, basically making me a one-shot, I reload faster. That's pretty nice. But we're gonna prioritize safe stowage, which I think has been buffed. It previously just said it increased the ammo rack durability. I think it was by 20%. Now it's by 25%. So definitely nice. Adrenaline Rush, also nice to have. And now it works even if not trained to 100%. In fact, it accelerates gun loading by 12%, as I see it here, because it's combined with Brothers in Arms and all the other stuff. So you can hover over the skills here and see exactly what they do with your crew and equipment loadout, which is very nice. So with intuition, speed of change in shell types, 79.8%, very nice. Shell tuning, even this one is increased. It's not 2%, it's 2.66%. And it's not, what was it, 2.5% base, it's now 3.33. 33.25%. And 12% for that one. Actually, I should check all of these. Yeah, repair at 104. View range, 242. Yeah, these are some pretty good effects. But none of them, I think, are game-breaking. Like, for me, playing this tank, having my stuff on cooldown less often, like being able to use my medkit to unstun myself, or repair kit to like get my tracks back on in a pinch, very nice. For like the enemy heavy tank players fighting in the same brawling heavy tank area, like most of them are not gonna notice whether or not I have these skills on my crew. So it's not like Crew 2.0, the previous versions, or the versions. I do not consider this a version of Crew 2.0, just to be extra clear. It's not as if you had these massive, very noticeable effects. Like, most of them are very minor, and it's like most of them just make your tank, by the looks of it, just make your tank more comfortable to play, which is nice. Now let's go to the Manticore. I don't have a Manticore. I'm gonna buy a Manticore, and we're gonna see how bad is it to be a Manticore driver in this patch. I'm gonna purchase without crew because, oh, that's loud. Barracks. If you've made it to tier 10 and you have the Manticore, you definitely have some crew members with 0 skills somewhere. Like, you've picked them up, okay? If you made it to a tier 10 light tank, you have most likely completed the first light tank campaign of the Stug 4 campaign. And unless your light tank was the first line you went up, you've probably completed most of the Stug 4 campaigns. Probably also the T28 HT whatever thing, and some other campaigns. You have crew members with 0 skills. And if you plan to play the Manticore and you don't have it yet, and you're like, oh my god, I'm starting a Manticore over in this day and age, like from scratch with a fresh crew, like I'm gonna be shark bait for all these stat padding unicums with 15 skill crews. Like, no. I'm gonna show you. Let's pick this this gal here as my commander. Light tank, Manticore commander. Because the thing is, the Manticore only has a 2-person crew. Driver, Manticore. Okay, so I've got 2 crew members here. They've got their brothers in arms as a 0 skill. But still, that's only 2 crew members. That's a lot of skills to like split between only 2 of them. Now, personal training manuals. First off, we're gonna apply these booklets that I got from somewhere, probably just doing daily missions. Now, before I do, these daily missions here, okay, sometimes you get training booklets, like the 2 I just used, from these missions. But, okay, this is the test server, so it's a little bit different. But usually, on the live server, when you complete 45 daily missions, that's these 3, and the bonus mission that you unlock after these 3, and if you have a premium account, you get 3 more here. After 45 completed missions, you get like a special bonus reward. Very often, this is gonna be a personal training manual. Well, not very often, but sometimes. So, I've picked up some personal training manuals that way. I've picked them up from Battle Pass and from other events. So, if you plan on playing the Manticore, save these, because with a 2-person crew, you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of personal training manuals. See, like that? That's 850,000 experience applied to my entire crew with just 2 manuals, because I only have 2 crew members. But we're not done there. We can stack up. So that's 4 crew manuals spent on my entire crew. That's 2 manuals on each crew member. If this was a heavy tank with a 6-man crew, 4 manuals would not even cover the whole crew once. Here I've covered the whole crew twice. So let's go. What do I want? I want concealment. I've got 3, can pick 3 that are fully trained, and 1 at 73%. So, concealment. I want recon. I want situational awareness. Camouflage and view range. Those are like the main bread and butter skills on a light tank like the Manticore. And again here, concealment first and foremost. What else? Now, most of the pressure here is on the commander. That's undeniable. But now I've got my concealment on both of the crew members. So yeah, camouflage is pretty good, and this is with no equipment added. What else do I want? Repairs? Yeah, probably. Is it a must-have on a Manticore? Well, if you get tracked, you're gonna want to spend that repair kit immediately and get yourself out of the line of fire. If you're just gonna sit there and wait for your crew to repair the tracks, whether or not you have repairs trained, most likely not gonna save you. But it's nice to have. Controlled impact. If you ram something or get rammed in a Manticore, you are dead. This is not gonna matter. Off-road driving. That's nice. That's useful. You're not gonna get bogged down when driving on soft terrain. Smooth ride could be useful. Gives you a little bit less gun bloom when firing on the move. Are you really firing that much on the move in a Manticore? Engineer increases engine power and top speed. That's useful. But would I pick it this soon? With these few skills to pick from? No. Preventative maintenance. Yeah, that's probably not gonna save you. On a heavy tank or something, yeah, it's nice to have. On a light tank where you have very little armor, very few hit points. Like, if you've been hit so much that you've been set on fire, you're probably dead already, whether or not you're like, yeah. Clutch braking, I think the traverse speed on this tank is pretty good to begin with. Intuition, probably not going to be changing back and forth between ammunition types that often. Gorilla, that might be useful actually, because you get those extra 2% behind vegetation. I'm gonna pick that one. Shell tuning, you're not really relying that much on your gun. If you do, you're taking pretty safe shots anyway. Like if you're gonna finish off a one shot, it should be something that you are fairly certain you're gonna finish off with that one shot at a point that you are fairly certain you're gonna penetrate, so doesn't really do that much, I think. Not for a Manticore. Close combat, you're not gonna be spending a lot of time within 50 meters or less from the enemy, unless you suddenly run into another scout in a bush line. You get within proxy range and oh crap, there he is. Well, in that case, you're not going to be sitting there and fighting and hoping your slightly increased gun loading is going to save you. Adrenaline rush, no. Safe stowage, debatable. No, probably not. Let's just pick repairs. I guess engineer would also be useful. 5% more engine power, 1 kilometer maximum speed. Let's do engineer, and let's just count on the repair kit to save us until we get that that skill up to 100% and can pick repairs. Now for the commander, we got some radio operator skills here. And the one Improves major qualifications of all crew members by 2.5%. If the amount of assisted damage exceeds the standard durability. So 1400 assist damage to get 2.5%. That's like a Manticore is the tank you want this skill on, but as one of your first, because if you think about it, the most as a light tank, very often the most crucial part of the battle is early on, where you're trying to outspot the enemy light tank, and at that point, having those extra 2.5% of crew skill might matter, because you wanna like have any tiny little bit of extra edge over the enemy light tank. But at that point in the battle, you probably don't have a lot of assist damage yet. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. And at the point where you like have racked up a lot of assist damage to exceed your hit points, whether or not you have those extra 2.5% of major crew qualifications, like, is it gonna make that much of a difference? At that point, you probably have outspotted and gotten the enemy light tank killed. Well, maybe, hopefully. So you're gonna be outspotting like everything else anyway. Increased by 5% crew major qualifications if the nearest ally is at most 50 meters away. You're not going to be spending that much time close to allied vehicles. Like, if you are, you're probably not doing a good job of scouting, I think. I'm not a light tank main, but that's just what I think. So what would I pick for a light tank? Like, yeah, snapshot, it's like all of this is useful, but none of them are like major game changing. Might even pick sound detection, so that if the artillery is blind firing your bush, then you know and you can get out. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not even sure what to pick here. Call for vengeance, of course. So that if you die, you still get some spotting damage. Yeah. I'm just gonna do that. And then wait for the crew members to get repairs. So that's what I would do with a light tank, and that's not having spent any free experience. Well, I did unlocking the light tank, but not having spent a bunch of free experience on my crew to get them trained up. Not having bought, like, oh, you're gonna have to get your credit card out and buy lots of gold so you can convert free experience and get 15 bajillion skills on your crew members for them to be any good. No, this is a useful crew. It's not like, would I want more skills? Yeah, of course. But like, I don't know. I think this would be useful. I could make this work in a battle. So let's spend the rest of my crew books, because this is the test server, and I don't really care. I don't have nothing else to spend them on. Those are all my crew books spent. And this is one thing that I saw people suggest on the forums, is that once you have 3 skills, unlocked on your crew, maybe not have the experience required to keep increasing the skills go up that much for each additional skill, just to make the progress a little bit easier. But now let's spend some free experience getting this this commander up to 100% on Call for Vengeance. And now we can select another skill. Now I'm actually tempted to go for... Yeah, let's go for snapshot. So if needed, we can actually make that gun work. And it's gonna cost me 672,000 free experience to bump this up to 100%. Let's go. I've got 100 million. So let's pick a bunch of skills here. So this is gonna be her 6th skill, and this is still within the realm of possibility. As you remember, my E75 crew has 6 skills plus BIA. So now we're actually gonna go for repair. So let's just bump that up to 102. So now she's pretty much equal to one of my E75 crew members. Now let's do the same to the driver. And what are we gonna pick? I'm gonna pick repair. Gonna increase that. And we're gonna pick... I don't know, are any of these really that useful for a light tank? I don't think so. Let's pick smooth ride. Make that gun a little bit more useful. And increase that also. There we go. 6 skills plus the 0 skill. That's equal to my E75 crew. It's like if you can't make that work with those numbers, with those skills, like okay, maybe you would want to pick something something else than what I picked. Again, I'm not a light tank main, but I think that's a pretty good setup for a light tank. And even if you take away the last couple ones I picked, like snapshot and repairs, and what did I pick for the driver? Smooth ride and repairs. Like, yeah, you're gonna be an effective scout, even with just quotation mark 4 skills plus BIA, and you can get 4 skills plus BIA without spending any free experience. Just a couple of crew books that you can pick up for free, or you get them from Battle Pass. I don't remember if you have. Okay, you got the Battle Pass thing here. Yeah, you do actually. Yeah, my bad. So, not completely for free if you want to get the Battle Pass to get the personal training manuals. That again, you get a lot of mileage out of on a tank like the Manticore, but you still can get them for free from doing the daily missions. So it's like, yeah, more skills always better, But this is not Crew 2.0. It's not like all the really good overpowered stuff is hidden behind this insurmountable skill wall. Like it's gonna take you a lifetime to get every skill on your commander, because she's not only the commander, she's also the radio operator and the gunner. So she has a lot of skills available. Let's pick. Let's go all out, shall we? Let's go all out. This is gonna take you a lifetime to get all of these skills. A lifetime or a fortune if you wanna pay for it. But it's not gonna give you a huge edge over everyone else. Because, like, yeah, whether or not you have Deadeye on your Manticore, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not the tank doing all the shooting. Whether or not you have 2.5% better accuracy while you are stationary, it's not gonna make or break a battle. Like, yeah, it's nice to have less RNG on damage and penetration. And by the way, that should just be the base numbers in the game, in my opinion. I think the RNG of potential damage and penetration should be reduced from the current plus minus 25% to something more predictable, maybe even down to plus minus 10%. And then armor could reduce it down to plus minus 5%, but that's just me. Whether or not you have it, it's not gonna make a difference in a Manticore. It's nice to have, and oh, I spent all my 100,000 free experience. That went 100 million even. And I've got almost 13 skills. So yeah, but whether you have all of these skills or just 4, and you like make a decent informed selection of your 4 skills, it's not gonna be that different. So this is not Crew 2.0. Don't let anyone tell you that it's Crew 2.0. In the current crew system, in the current live version of the game, yeah, it's also gonna take you an eternity to get all the skills on your Manticore commander. But you don't need all the skills on your Manticore commander. Most of them are like not really that relevant. Now let's do one more tank. I'm not gonna do all of it. I'm just gonna see what kind of equipment do we have here. Nothing really that good. Okay. Yeah, snapshot. Minus 19% dispersion during gun traverse. And dispersion during gun traverse, that's like the worst thing on the grill. I haven't played this tank in ages, by the way. But let's see what happens. Does this... yeah, it doubles the effect of snapshot. So now you have minus 38.1% dispersion during gun traverse. That would be nice. That this patch with this crew system is finally a decent buff to the grill. This here is one of the tanks that sees the best, most noticeable buff, I think. And possibly also the E25. Because it has that unnerved firing camouflage. It can be useful. Now, anyway, I think that's all I want to say about the crew. The new crew system, it's not bad. I like it. I like most of this. Now, what else is there in this patch? World of Tanks Plus. It was bound to happen. It used to be with let me just get my premium account first. It used to be you were whatever. It's test server gold. It's not real. It used to be you were buying 30 days of premium every month. You were going to the premium shop, getting out your credit card, buying gold so you could keep that premium account filled up. Now, with all the missions and with Battle Pass, you get premium days every now and then. And with Christmas loot boxes, and yeah, Christmas loot boxes are not free, but that's like one time a year. Well, many of us are buying Christmas loot boxes. You get World of Tanks premium accounts. On my live server account, I've got like 200 days of premium remaining, and that number is just not going down because they just keep increasing with stuff like the Battle Pass. You get premium days, premium, premium, and also from daily missions and all the other stuff. So you get premium days. That means none of us are going to the at least none that I know of. I know I don't. I don't go to the premium store and buy gold every month to keep my premium account extended, because it just extends itself. And yeah, I buy loot boxes at Christmas to get like 100 or so days now and then, but I haven't specifically gone out and bought premium days for at least a couple of years. And yeah, my premium account just does not run out. It just keeps extending. And that's the case for most people. So by bundling premium days with pretty much everything, Wargaming kind of shot themselves in the foot. Yeah, they get a lot of money coming in at Christmas with all the loot boxes, but the regular monthly revenue is gone. That's why they're bringing out World of Tanks Plus, a new subscription service. Here it costs 300 gold per month. This is the test server. I think the actual live server cost is gonna be like not in gold. You're gonna have to go to the premium store, get your credit card or your PayPal account, probably, and you're gonna spend what, $10 a month on your subscription. You can still play without it. It's still quote unquote free to play. But what do you get with the World of Tanks Plus? Let's find out. It's test server gold, it's not real. What do I get? Manage. I don't know yet. Let's manage. Okay. It brought me to a website, and I've got my OBS to only record the game, so you didn't see that. Okay, yeah, this is a WoT Plus thing. Intensive crew regimen. WoT Plus benefit. Okay, so it's just the test server being funny. Okay, never mind. Every 5 minutes, the crew of the selected vehicle receives a constant crew experience bonus. The bonus is the same for each crew member, regardless of the number of crew members. Note, the bonus is not applied to special vehicles. Okay, so you cannot pick a... Can I pick this one? Isn't this a special vehicle? Maybe not. Okay, anyway. So, just let me see what it does. Yeah, this crew in this tank is gonna just receive a steady trickle of 40 experience. That's not a lot much, but it's 40 experience every 5 minutes. So that's, multiply that by 12, and that's what, 480 experience an hour. But this is constant, not just when I'm playing this tank, it's when I'm playing any other tank, or just having the game on in the background, or just not having the game running at all when I'm sleeping, or at work, or playing Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. This crew is gonna accumulate experience. Does that give me a direct advantage in battle? Is this pay to win? Well, if I got a 6 skill crew in my E75, if I grinded out all the experience to get those 6 skills by playing or using crew books or whatever, or by just getting free getting experience from like having World of Tanks Plus, it's not gonna make an in-battle difference, but like it's gonna give me an account advantage. Is it really pay to progress, or is it pay for convenience? I don't know. Is it worth $10 a month to get a little bit more experience on your crew? So that's 480 experience an hour. Multiply that by 24, and okay, let's say it's 500 an hour, okay, to make the math easier. So that's 12,000 experience a day. A month, that's gonna be 360,000 experience, something like that. Basically in a universal manual and a training manual a month for free for your favorite tank. Because each skill that you have takes so much longer to grind out. Like the her 6th skill here is at 87%. Getting that to 100 is gonna take a long time. If it was her 1st or 2nd skill, it would not take a long time. So probably useful if you're like starting out a new tank line and you don't have an experienced crew. You can use this. If you're paying for World of Tanks Plus, you can use this and get your first couple of skills just by not doing anything, basically. I don't know. One other thing you can do with World of Tanks Plus, you can demount equipment. Equipment stabilizing equipment system was demounted vehicle from the vehicle for free, I was supposed to say, through your active WoT Plus subscription. Usually, demounting bond equipment is gonna cost you 200 bonds every time. That's why bonds is such a valuable resource, because you don't want to be mounting and unmounting bond equipment all the time, because it's gonna cost you. So you get some bond equipment to your favorite tanks, and then your not so favorite tanks will make do with bounty equipment, and tanks you don't care about at all might have only standard equipment. But let's say, okay, I don't want to play my E75 today. I want to play my Tiger 2. I'm gonna demount that one, and then I'm gonna pick the rammer from the E75, and I'm gonna pick the stabilizer from the E75. And actually, regular turbo in the mobility slot, it's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for me. I'm a whale. I'm going bond turbo. Like so. So basically, I can mount and demount bond equipment for free. So I'm just gonna put my bond equipment on whichever tank I want to play. Like, okay, play a couple of games in the Tiger 2. Let's demount. Let's demount all of this good stuff. Let's go club some seals. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go down to the South American server with my Panzer 5-4 and show these noobs a thing or two. Let's even get the bounty, the bond hardening. Yeah, let's do that. These poor baby seals, they're not gonna stand a chance. There we go. 770 hit points, Panzer 5-4, with the bond rammer and a bond turbo. Yeah, good luck being a baby seal, because I just put all my bond equipment on this. And then, after I'm done clubbing the baby seals, let's that was fun. Let's go work on my... Wow, I don't even have my second mark yet. Let's go work on my second mark on the mouse. So previously, yeah, I could put bond equipment on my Panzer 5-4 and be a total seal clubber, but then I wouldn't be able to put my bond equipment on my mouse or my chieftain or whatever else I wanted to play. Like maybe I might actually want to play my friggin' 279E, which is one of the boringest tanks in the game. And like, yeah, no, I can't, because my bond equipment is on my Panzer 5-4, because I was clubbing bots on the South American server. But no, now with WoT Plus, I can do both. I can pad my stats on SA, and then I can put my bond equipment back on the 279E and pad my stats on NA. So I don't know. Is that really needed? Free demounting of bond equipment. For some reason, they don't allow it for experimental equipment. If I want to demount my experimental... Wait, no, no. Ah, oh, okay, okay, okay. Whoa, wait. I was about to be proven wrong, but I was not. Because this is only tier 1. I've not bothered to upgrade it. There we go. Survival equipment, tier 1. Now, I have enough resources to upgrade it to tier 2. Which is what you want. Actually, you usually want it to be tier 3. I've not played around with with the experimental equipment much, but you want it to be tier 3 to be worth it. Or tier 2 is also okay, fine. But now, can I demount it with my World of Tanks Plus? No, because that's gonna cost components. So that is not included in World of Tanks Plus. Now, if World of Tanks Plus gave you a discount on demounting experimental equipment and a discount on demounting bond equipment, not for free, but at a discount, then I think that would be better. Because the implications of making demounting bond equipment completely free is that anyone who has bond equipment is going to be using the bond equipment on whichever tank they are playing, not just their favorite tank that they might not be playing at the moment, but every tank. And it makes bonds less of a valuable resource. It kind of deflates the value of bonds, because once you have a bond rammer, like, yeah, you can just demount it for free and put it on whichever tank you want. Once you have a bond stabilizer, just demount it for free, put it on whatever you want to play. Maybe you want 2 of them, of each, so when one tank is stuck in battle after you died, you can go play your other tank. But like, currently bonds are sought after because you want bond equipment on as many tanks as possible, and also you want to have that healthy, like, 20,000-30,000 bond buffer in case you like want to buy a clan war tank at an auction. But also, yeah, you want bond equipment. But now I have bond equipment. I don't need any more because I got my credit card and I got World of Tanks Plus. Overall, patch 1.20.1, you would think, going from 1.20 to 1.20.1, that's doesn't sound like a big increase. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but apparently it's the end of World of Tanks. The sky is falling. Wargaming is killing the game. We're gonna have everyone is gonna be a seal clubber in the Panzer 5-4 with bond equipment and 15 skilled crew, and no one is gonna stand a chance. At least that's what you would think. Looking at the thumbnails of some YouTubers, I think it's not a big deal. I think the crew system is fine. It's like the difference between a fully stacked crew like this and a more modest crew like this or a relatively subpar crew like this, it's not major. Like, whether you got this crew here working on their 4th skill, or you got this crew working on their 6th, actually 7th if you count the 0 perk, it's not a huge difference. I can promise you that the difference going from this to this, just in terms of crew like viability, it's not major. And my little manticore is hiding in a bush somewhere. I'm gonna try and find it just to finish off the video. Where is it? There it is, in a little bush. Yeah, 12 skills. Plus BIA, plus 58% armor. Whether or not you have that, or you've got 7 skills, or you got 5 or even 4, it's not that much of a difference. Like, yeah, it's nice to have more skills. It gives you something to grind for after you've gotten your field mods and all that stuff. But it's not as if not having 12 perks on your Manticore commander is gonna make your Manticore commander like completely without a chance versus someone who got their credit card and bought the gold and converted the free experience to get those 12 perks. Like, there's already a difference there between a 12 perk Manticore commander and a 4 perk Manticore commander, but it's not much of a difference, and it's not going to be much of a difference with this crew system. So don't be scared by the panic on the forums and the YouTubes and the comment sections. It's it does not look like the end of the world. Goodbye and take care. Finally done recording and editing this this stuff. Better be worth it. Hello? Yuri?
Panzergraf, my most loyal shill. Are you done making the video?
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a long one. Like an hour and a half. Is that okay? And also, spent a bunch of time editing this, so we agreed payment by the hour, right? So that's like 5 hours, maybe?
5 hours. Well, yes, you will be paid.
Yeah, so that's gonna be how much?
We have already transferred 5 demount kits to your account.
Demount kits? You greedy fuck.